Call the loan committee of the Board of Investments to order. Member Barry, Member Kober, Member Youngkin are all present. Member Bennett is not present. First item on the agenda, is there any public comment on issues with committee jurisdiction? If not, we'll move on to the next item, approval of the August 23rd, 2023 committee meeting minutes.
I would move to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Motion from Member Youngkin. Is there a second?
I'll second it, Jeff.
Thank you. Member Kober. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, it passes unanimously. Next item, Executive Director comments.
Things are moving on the housing front. We had a meeting with the bankers, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Rolled out the impact fee loan program last Friday, had reservations for $9 million of the $15 million that were available. Some trouble with some of those applications, so we'll get several of them back, but still a good sign. The link deposit program is going gangbusters. If you walk by, you can see on my board sort of where everybody's reserved. You know, rough numbers, we've got about 15 million of the 25 available reserved at this point. So, you know, if you can get 4.58% construction loans right now, people are going to take you up on it. Again, just a reminder, these are no risk for the board. We're making deposits and accepting a lower rate from the banks. So it's a no risk proposition for us. We get to rely on the bank's underwriting. We do take a write down on the rate, but we get the houses built with the same money. So it's I think a win-win-win. I'll let Louise touch on Intercap, but we've seen, I don't know if significance is the right word, but definitely an uptick in demand for the Intercap side. Doug is seeing some inquiries. Right now we're busy in the funding cycle. We had a couple of big loans last meeting that we're working through and approving and funding, wrapping up the last. So round 2 of the down payment assistance program will have the final reservations are due, or not reservations, the final commitments and applications are due by October 27th. So we should be able to move past that one. And then see what the governor wants to redeploy those funds for. But a lot of activity on the loan side. Doug, Louise, Peggy, Savannah, Peg, all fantastic and helpful. Housing stuff, we've looped in a broader team. Fixed income has been directly involved with the deposit agreements. We've relied on Rob and the real estate team to help us run some IRR and yield numbers. So it's, you know, on the staff side, we'll talk about it, but our crew is doing a fantastic job keeping their head above water. That's all.
So Dan, on the link deposit, you say no risk, and the no risk comment comes from the fact that those deposits are fully collateralized.
Correct.
By securities, okay. Good to note. All right, next item on the agenda, the Intercap loan request. Louise.
Thank you, Chairman Meredith. So we have a really a nice upgrade to Montana's equipment. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks, they are requesting 1.6 million to replace a helicopter. They had already replaced 2 of the 3 that they were using. These were the old Bells out there, and the equipment, they're old. It's a little harder to upgrade and take care of. So they're upgrading their helicopters. This is the 3rd of the 3 that they're doing, the B3 instead of the 2 B2s that they have already done. One quick little note was that one of these B3s was actually used to land on top of the summit of Mount Everest. Now, that's a huge thing because this helicopter is rated at 26,000 feet. And of course, we know that Mount Everest is 29,000. So this particular French test pilot
Push the
the
limit.
date, and he did it twice in 2 days. So that was a big deal, and this is the one and only time it's done it. Now, I'm not saying that's the same helicopter we get from Montana, but, or the pilot, but they are upgrading this equipment here. They are using their internal service fund. This is the airport, the aircraft fund that they have. And so what they do is that they actually set the fees on these by the hour. So just as an example for some of those of you in aviation interest in the room, you're looking at over $900 an hour to run this particular helicopter with pilot. And so those fees are charged to like the biologists and whatnot that are doing the work here in Montana. So we do, staff is recommending approval of this loan, and I'm here for any questions if you have any.
Can Cindy take it for a test spin? Can Cindy take it for a test spin?
I
No.
went for, if she wants over $900 an hour to go play.
Neither of us we're only fixed wing, so.
Oh,
we can't
okay.
do
So are you saying that when they're flying around my house looking for elk and stuff, that's costing $900 an hour?
Yes.
The fuel is probably, for this one is, dude, I don't know what they run on, jet fuel or F-gas, probably jet fuel. So it's like $8 a gallon.
Yep.
And it probably burns about, something like that, probably, I don't know, 40, 50 gallons an hour.
I would think so. I don't have the stats on it. I hate to throw out stats that I don't know.
But you know, those pilots don't come cheap either, so.
Mm.
And then they say on helicopters that it takes 3 hours of maintenance for 1 hour in the air. I don't know if that's true, but we fixed wing pilots believe that to be true.
Yes. And we like fixed wing because, you know, we like a little shot at being able to glide home instead
Yeah.
of just.
That's a technical term.
When we say helicopters glide, they just glide straight down.
Yeah, yeah, there's a technique.
Yeah.
There is. I don't know what it is, but.
We don't want to find out.
The planes seem to be a lot quieter than the helicopters are.
Yes.
All
How
right,
long would this last in years?
In years.
Yeah, that they'd be able to use this one.
Well, considering that they are putting to bed a 1960s Bells, I'm willing to bet these will be in service for quite some time. Just as an example, the club planes that I fly, I'm flying 72, 73 that are maintained. So
I fly a 59.
there, see? Yep. Just so long you can keep maintenance on them, they stay in the air.
Well, and there's, you know, I'm sure the department takes good care of them, but the FAA requires all kinds of stuff too, so.
And that's part of the expense too, is the maintenance and
Annual.
the inspections and all that.
I have a question of Louise,
Sure.
Mr. Chairman.
go ahead, Mark.
Okay. Louise, so this is an internal service fund. So they're charging other departments within Fish, Wildlife and Parks for the use of the aircraft?
That is correct.
Okay, and the source of their funds are licenses and fees, or is there some general fund in those numbers as well?
That I'm not aware of if there's any general fund involved with that.
Okay,
I would think it's more grants, user fees, that sort of thing.
okay, all right.
Mark,
Now,
Mark, there's no general fund in FWP. It's
Okay.
general license account and then Pittman Roberts and some of those other federal dollars that come back.
okay. And then in your write-up, you say there will be approximately 281,000 in annual debt service on the loan?
Yes.
Is that
that's
correct?
That's
Okay.
correct.
But if I look at the numbers below, the financial report in fiscal year 23, there was a change of assets of a plus 194, but your last comment in the statement above in the repayment, the following financial report shows FWP has the means to cover interest rate fluctuations if necessary. But is that 281,000 in addition to what you're showing in the fiscal year 23 financial report? And if so, then aren't they going to have to adjust their rates that they charge for the use of this aircraft?
Right. And so in that authorization section, you'll see that the legislature did approve those fees for this purchase. And so
Okay.
that is all built into those fees that were approved in 2023 session.
Okay. All right, good enough. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, their maintenance costs should go down for the next few years too on the old crap, because you're gonna be on warranty.
Any other comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the intercap loan to the Fish, Wildlife and Parks.
I'd move to approve.
Motion from member Yunkin.
I'll second it.
Second from member Barry. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously. That is the end of the agenda, so anything else? Update on the intercap program?
Well,
In general?
I could just give a little update of where we're at.
That'd be great.
In the quarter, we have 131 borrowers. We're processing about 234 schedules. And then, so we have 77% of those are now automatic payment scenario. So it's coming up. Eventually, we will turn that ship to get everything in auto pay. We also have about 3 million committed. With this one, it'll be 4.6. Funding up to this point is about 7 million. So example with that is that the repayments that are coming in, so all those repayments that came in August, we rolled it right back out in funding. So we're doing good there. Right now, we're at about 69.5 outstanding in loans, and we haven't had to increase that bond yet to do our funding. So we're just pacing really well, actually. We have 2 new borrowers. We got someone from Elk Park. We haven't dealt with Elk Park, the fire district. And we also got a library district out of Polson that is new to the program. So those are the updates. One thing that you will see in December is our CRP program. It's a very small program. It's on its way out. We have 1 loan left, and it's maturing in November. And so in December, you will likely see a memo just giving you the update and that the recommendation to close out.
What's CRP stuff?
CRP is Conservation Reserve Program. And this is the one that the feds would pay a contract to seed it, and so that it's not in use. It's not being cropped, it's not being grazed, that sort of thing. Right now, the grain prices are high, and so there aren't very many of these CRP contracts out there right now. If there are, it's very small. And what the idea behind our CRP program was that we would be able to assign those payments and give them a loan so they could get a lump sum to buy property, buy equipment, that sort of thing, for a lower interest. Now, this program is way back and started in the 90s, and that's why it started, is because the banks didn't do that yet. But the banks are very active in this sort of thing now. So it's it's seen its usefulness, and it's on its way out. So that's it for the enterprise program.
Great, thank you, Louise. Hearing no other discussion, we'll call the meeting of the loan committee adjourned.